Good news to the investors of NSE, Nairobi Securities Exchange. If you're in the shares market, the index fund market, that is the ETFs and what have you, this is a very good news for you because something is about to happen in few days to come. Actually, I'm making this video in 3 days to come. You know why? Stay put. For the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share exactly what is going on. I have all my research here to share with you so that I can substantiate what I'm about to share with you. This is Good Joseph, and I come here to share with you business news, investment news, opportunities that you can grab, and anything to do with investment, savings, and everything about that. And if you don't want to miss any good videos of mine in future, go ahead and subscribe my YouTube channel. Make sure that you like the video and you leave a comment on the comment section. Let's get on the business. What is this big news that is happening? This is a newspaper of yesterday. I know by the way, I love reading this newspaper. I love buying it. I don't be like, Joseph, you're still in a traditional way. Sure, I have both. I have the online one. I have the whatever. Now, read here. NSE, that is Nairobi Securities Exchange, to offer new model for global stocks. Now, Kenyans are, listen here. Kenyans now will have the opportunity to invest the global stocks through an ETF, exchange traded fund. I'm going to explain what is that. I know be like, okay, what's that, Joseph? Just relax. I'm going to explain that in simplistic manner. And that is about to be listed there. Guess this is what it says. The Nairobi House or the Bows is about to welcome its second exchange traded fund, that is an ETF, next week on 16th of July. I'm making this video on 13th of July. In 3 days' time, we will have a new ETF where we can be able to invest in global markets. Do you see those big companies that usually here out there, likes of the Nvidia, likes of Microsoft, Apple, the biggest, the Magnificent Seven? You get what I'm saying? You will be ready, or you'll be actually have the opportunity to invest in all those. Are we together? Now, guess what happens? In the next week, the dual listing, guess what will happen? The listing of South Africa's Satrix MSCI World ETF. The South African Satrix will be listed on the Nairobi Securities Exchange in next week, or rather in 3 days to come. Are we together? And guess what? This ETF is a Sanlam owned. Let me put this on board. It's becoming too much information now. Remember, right now as we speak, in Kenya, we have one ETF. The ETF that we have in Kenya right now as we speak is called New Gold ETF. And it was listed back in 2017. And this one is under the Absa Bank. Again, Absa Bank is a South African bank. It's an amalgamated banks of South Africa, but they have a franchise here in Kenya, okay? So they have a new ETF, and I told you, this is how you can invest on gold, or you can invest on the, okay, what am I saying? An ETF is a factor that monitors the performance of an index. Are we together? So this ETF monitors the performance of the gold. Okay, so it means that you can be able to buy a fraction of a gold and you can trade it through the Nairobi Securities Exchange. And of course, when the gold appreciates in value, of course, your cash appreciates in value. So they make this affordability of this gold in a very simplistic manner. Instead of even buying it in terms of the ounces and in terms of the US dollars, you can buy it in terms of Kenyan shilling. Are we together? Now, we are about to have a second ETF. And the second ETF we're going to have, of course, is coming from the South Africa's Satrix. Are we together? This is simply a company. It's an international company that monitors the performance of over 1,500 companies. 1,500 companies. Are we together? I've just mentioned a few. Of course, I can't mention 1,500 companies. Now, this South African-based Satrix MSCI is about to be listed in our Nairobi Securities Exchange, making it easier for us, we Kenyans, to be able to invest in Satrix that monitors, or Satrix ETF that monitors the performance of over 1,500 companies. Did you get what I'm saying? Now, and guess what? Once they get listed, this is what will happen. This is a Sanlam owned. This ETF, the second one now, the Satrix ETF, is the South African Satrix is the one that will be owned by the Sanlam, okay? Sanlam, of course, we know it's a big insurance company. And now it is listed under the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. That is the biggest exchange we have in Africa, the Johannesburg, the JSE. will have an initial allocation of 6 million units available to local institutions and retail investors, although the company will not exhaust the allocation in one go. Meaning they are setting aside 6 million units available to local institutions. There will be like a 1 million or 6 million rather shares to be bought, or units of those ETFs that can be bought there. Are we together? So there will be those 6 million that you can be able to buy. Although they're not actually like putting all of them both at once, maybe they're gonna release them in phases depending on the demand and the performance of that particular ETF and what have you. And you know why they're saying this? The CEO, or I don't know who is the Doom I'm saying. I don't know how we pronounce that name in South African way. Okay, Kenya is mad with the mutual funds, is mad with the cash or cash equivalents and something like that. So they want to, and by the way, he's using an example of South Africa used to be like that. The mutual funds, the money market funds, the fixed investment funds, the bonds and the bills were like the big order of the day. But now, the South Africans, they are investing more into these index funds, these ETFs, the stocks and what have you. And they're actually seeing that happen in Kenya. For now, we are in a better place because now people are knowing what are mutual funds, what are money market funds. Though they may not be the ultimate investment, though they may not be the only investment to invest upon, but again, there are other exploration areas. And by the way, don't forget, this is an equity fund. Are we together? Meaning there are chances of it growing at a higher rate. For example, if you were to check out on the S&P 500, that's another ETF, that's another index, whereby you find it's an index fund, whereby you find that it is growing exemplary at a rate of 15% or even above. Are we together? So now that is exactly what will be found under the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Now this is what happens. It will be listed in Nairobi Securities Exchange on July 16th, joining the Absa New Gold ETF, which was listed back in March 2017. Are we together? Tracking the spot price of gold in international market. The ETF gives investors a local currency investment for a global asset, offering the opportunity for diversification and easy access to developed market stocks. See, those are the words of Duma. I'm saying, I don't know how you pronounce that name. It's Duma, D-U-M-A. Miriam, you can tell me. Miriam is a wonderful lady who follows me from South Africa. You can tell me, how do you pronounce this name? M-X-E-N-G-E. Senge. I don't know how you pronounce that South African name. But anyway, that's what he said. Now, I want to read some things here so that you understand what exactly is going on. This is some of whatever they own. This Satrix, the South African-based Satrix, they have NVIDIA Corp, NVIDIA. This is what they have over 4.55% of the stock allocation or on their portfolio. On Microsoft, they have 4.48%. Apple, they have 4.16. By the way, these are big companies. If you hear somebody is owning 4.5, this is a 4.5 of a blue whale or 4.5% of an elephant. That's like 2 cows, yeah? So it's a very big, very, very big thing. And a lot of them, I may not be able to list all of them. The Tesla, the Alphabet in class A, class C, JP Morgan, that is, and all those kind. This ETF was actually listed in South Africa back in 2017, as has now reached a valuation of 10 billion rands. South Africans, they call their money rands, yeah? Or their currency rands. It was listed in 2017. And right now, they are at a valuation of 10 billion rands. That's like 70-ish billion Kenyan shillings, because one South African rand, it is 7 shillings when you come with it here in Kenya. Meaning, like, if you get out of South Africa with your 1 rand, you come here in Kenya, you're going to get 7 units of our shilling. Or if you get with 1 shilling out of Kenya, you go to South Africa, you'll get 0.7. I don't know, 0.1. You're going to get way less than what. I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. Now, what happens? The Satrix MSCI World ETF captures more than 1,300 large mid-cap sizes across 23 developed market countries, including US, Japan, Switzerland, Germany, and what have you. Anyway, let me not read all those. Simply, these are good news to investors, those who are looking forward into investing on global stocks, or the stocks of the developed countries, and they are wondering how can you go about it. So the only thing that you need to do is just wait for the next 3 days, then it will be available for you. I'm yet to see what will be its IPO, the initial forgot the name. I'm waiting to see what will be its IPO. IPO simply, okay, let me explain it in a layman's language. The amount of money that will be required you to buy. Like how much? Like for example, the new gold ETF right now is around 4,000 Kenyan shilling. So I'm waiting to see how this ETF it will be, so I can be able to see how, and I'll still be sharing with you, God willing. If God gives me that opportunity, then I'll be able to share with you. And of course, what happens is that I know you'll be like, okay, fine, Joseph, you've shared with us that. Wow, that's good news. I would love to be part of that. Hey, I would love to invest there. How do I do, or how do you go about it? If you're watching me from outside the country, within the country, whatever, that is my number. You can always shoot me a text on my WhatsApp, or text or call me. I'll be able to take you through step by step on what you need to do to get started on investments, on stocks, ETFs, index fund, and what have you. That is my number. Text me on. I'll be able to take you through step by step. Yeah, this is good, Joseph, and I hope you benefited out of that particular video. Remember, this is Joseph. I try the best I can to gather the information there, the investment opportunities, investment news, so that at least we can be able to go higher and do something. It was quite disheartening that only 3% of people, in Kenya, actually it was 1.8%, are the people who only have the CDS account. That is the account that you need for you to get into the stock market. It is quite disheartening that most people, they don't know how to invest. I don't want to say they don't want to. Let me say they don't know how to, because I believe if they know, then they will do something. But if you don't do it and you know it, then of course that is ignorance. And of course, to some extent, arrogance in some way. So I hope you guys are going to do something. Let's make this our Nairobi Securities Exchange in a few years to come, be a force to reckon within the continent of Africa. We are listed number 4. That is after the JSE, the South African, or the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. I think that is followed by the Egypt one, and then followed by the, if I'm not wrong, I think whether it's Morocco or Nigeria, then us. We are at number 4. And I think we can do something, The point is not competing with our fellow brothers and sisters, but at least we can even, go out there and also offer opportunities for people who are non-residents or foreigners or something like that. Let's try to make our home a better place, yes, and we can do something. Anyway, this is good, Joseph. See you in the next one. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment on the comment section.